Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a specific stock that I think is a pretty solid buy for the long term. Now, as with a lot of things with the market right now, yes, there's the common question and confusion of whether many stocks in the market are overvalued. A lot of people would say yes, but then there's some stocks like Tesla where people say it's overvalued, but then there's also other investors like myself that are bulls that, yes, they realize that it's at a premium right now, but still think it's a really solid buy for the long term if you do have that long-term vision. And that's one thing that I've slowly learned with the stock market is that there's actually a lot of people in the market that are not looking at stocks with that long-term lens. They're more focused on the short-term gains and how they can make the most money out of the market the fastest. And in my opinion, that's honestly a less effective way to go about investing, because when it comes to long-term investing, in my opinion, it's a lot easier to predict whether a stock is going to do well in the long term compared to the short term. And for another thing, with compound interest, it just helps you make a lot of money, which helps widen that gap from your initial expense on the stock to what the final growth value will be at once you sell it. So it helps you make the most out of your capital gains taxes. And that's another thing with capital gains. If you hold a stock for more than 12 months, then you're only charged 20% for when you finally sell it. You're only charged 20% on those profits. Whereas if you hold a stock for less than a year, then you have to pay your normal tax rate. But so like I said, there are many stocks in the stock market. Obviously, there's a common discussion of whether there's going to be a crash soon and things like that. So keep in mind, there's always the possibility of the crash. And many people would say that stocks are expensive right now. But I just want to jump right into this one. And before I start a discussion, I just want to say, if you do enjoy these videos where I break down specific stocks, sometimes stocks other than just the ones in my portfolio like Tesla, Microsoft, and Apple, if you enjoy this content, please make sure to drop a like on the video, smash that like button. It really does help me out, and it also helps with the YouTube algorithm. So with all of that being said, today's video is going to be about Amazon stock. So let's go ahead and check out how it's doing so far for the past week and then the past month as well. So the past week, pretty much even, only at minus 0.03%. Past month, solid gains, 10% so far. That's plus $276.30 on the share price. The share price is currently near $3,000 at $3,002. Then for the past 3 months, really solid gains, which is plus 23.08%. Past year, plus 50%. This is one of the best performing stocks in terms of just the past year graph in the stock market right now that you can find on Robinhood. So Amazon is having an excellent year so far. I mean, you can pretty much do the math right here and see as soon as the Rona started becoming a relevant topic, yes, we had that initial dip in February where it crashed. And then after that recovery, this stock has skyrocketed because people know if there's going to be another lockdown or even another crash in the future, Amazon is going to be one of those stocks that people gravitate towards because it's seen as a safe haven stock where it's not really negatively affected by the Rona. If anything, Amazon excels in a situation where society is locked down and many businesses have to close. Keep in mind that a lot of the small businesses that are competing with Amazon, like local businesses and just smaller companies as well, they are majorly affected by the lockdowns, whereas Amazon is just e-commerce where they basically ship it right to your door, automatically social distance. It's really just an advantage position. And I don't think that Amazon should be viewed as the bad guy for that, because for one thing, Amazon is just offering a better service to customers, in my opinion. When you have the option to get something shipped to your door within 2 days, yes, I know it hasn't been 2-day shipping recently just because of the Rona and so many things going out of stock and so much stuff being shipped, but the norm for Amazon is 2-day shipping. And to just have something shipped right to your door 2 days after you buy it at some of the best prices on the internet, you can't really blame Amazon for that, because yes, they may be dominating the e-commerce market, but they're also providing the largest benefit possible to consumers as well. So that's something that I really love to see. Yeah, there's a lot of people that may say Amazon is the bad guy. They're driving so many people out of businesses. And I totally get that. I get the concern. You know, there's nothing wrong with supporting local business. But when it comes to just as a consumer, someone that wants to save money and wants the best consumer experience, I feel like Amazon truly does that. And they also have great customer service as well. And as we know with big companies, customer service is huge. Customers care about how companies treat their people that use their products. So I've bought a lot of things on Amazon. I even have the Chase Amazon Prime credit card. And I may do a video on that in the future because I honestly think it is the best credit card available right now, because if you order things on Amazon with that credit card, you get 5% cash back, which is absolutely huge, especially if you buy things for business expenses anyways and stuff like that. So I have the Amazon Prime credit card. I love it. I love all of my other Amazon Prime services. Like I said, the 2-day shipping, that's usually pretty consistent. You can always call them if you have like an issue or a delay, or if it took longer than 2 days. Sometimes they'll send you like a $5 coupon or credit your account with something. So I feel like they are pretty good at resolving issues like that. And not only do you get 2-day shipping, in addition to that, you get a wide range of digital content, such as the Amazon Prime Video streaming service that has TV shows, documentaries, movies, tons of awesome content, and then you're also able to add on plenty of other channels to that as well for an additional cost each month, like HBO Go, Cinemax, Stars, and stuff like that. And they're slowly improving more and more on that Prime Video as well. Keep in mind, I think they have probably one of the most expensive TV shows ever in terms of funding for it coming up soon. I believe that they're supposed to make a Lord of the Rings TV show coming on Amazon Prime in the future, so that's definitely huge for Amazon Prime Video. And then they're also just slowly adding more and more features. I believe that they recently added profiles to Amazon Prime Video because I was watching some movies on there recently and it said create a profile. So I have like my normal name, and then it's kind of similar to Netflix where you can add multiple names on one account, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Just the small details that you can appreciate. And aside from Amazon Prime Video and it just being a very effective and optimized e-commerce website, you also have the fact that Amazon basically has their own shipping service as well. Amazon Logistics is what I believe it's called, and it's almost like their own version of UPS where you have that bit of vertical integration where normally you would have the issue of dealing with other shipping companies that would result in more wait times for shipping your products, but where they've sort of vertically integrated their own shipping service, then it helps with the optimization with the whole company and it helps get things done faster as well. So that's a huge benefit to the company. And then in addition to that, you have Amazon AWS, which is Amazon Web Services, and this is a huge part of their revenue and probably one of the most cost-effective revenue sources that they have, because as we know, when it comes to things like cloud services and digital content, once you overcome that initial cost, such as let's say research and development or what it costs to pay your workers to create these programs, once that is done with, all you really have to deal with after that is like having a team to deal with bugs and stuff like that. But a lot of that initial cost is already over with, and then you simply just reap the rewards after that, and all of those initial costs are over with, so it's just pure profit in the future. So a lot of the things with cloud services like with Microsoft and Amazon and just digital content is extremely profitable for companies. So that's another huge benefit to Amazon as well. And like I mentioned, with this whole Rona situation, I think it just fast-forwarded that transition to e-commerce anyways, because it was always going to happen. It was just a matter of how long it was going to take. And I even saw a video of Jeff Bezos. It was either like late 1990s or like maybe in the 2000s. I think it was like maybe 1999 or 1997. And Jeff Bezos was talking about how he was on the cusp of a whole new innovation in terms of just e-commerce and buying things from websites. And he was saying that it would be something that would probably later be remembered as one of the greatest inventions of that generation. Or not, let's say inventions, but innovations, I guess you would say. But honestly, I think he's right on that, because this has been totally game-changing for people and in some of the best ways possible. I think in terms of just benefiting people, this is up there with Tesla and renewable energy and how it plans to benefit the earth and society as well in the future. So I think Amazon does a lot of great things for humanity in addition to like what Tesla does with renewable energy. It's just with Amazon, it provides a really effective and positive consumer experience. And that is a lot of value to people, in my opinion. That's a lot of value to me. And just checking out the 5-year chart right here, this is a stock that has grown tremendously in the past 5 years. It is currently up 509.46%, or plus $2,509.43 in the past 5 years. And that means that around 5 years ago, the Amazon share price was only $500. So I can only imagine just buying a ton of Amazon shares way back then and just sitting on millions of dollars in shares now. So honestly, props to the people that did that and found it early. You definitely deserve that money if you were able to do your homework and have faith in a company like this. But honestly, Amazon is one of those few stocks in the stock market that I could personally say is probably, in my opinion, a great stock to hold forever until retirement. And it's one of those things where they just have such a huge market share with e-commerce and stuff like that, that I think it's almost too big to fail in the future, because when it comes to even other business segments sectors out there, Amazon always has their hands in the jar. Even when it comes to full self-driving technology and electric vehicles, Amazon bought out an EV company called Zoox. I think they're involved with Waymo somehow, possibly. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong there. But they've even been putting their hands in the cookie jar in totally different sectors compared to what their business is relevant to. So they're focused on EVs. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they get into phones and more wearables and stuff like that. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised to see Amazon in any sector that exists because they have so much money and just potential to invest in certain things to where they could create new businesses out of thin air or just keep on innovating in other sectors of the world, which I'm not opposed against because innovation really helps humanity as a whole, in my opinion, and I'm all for it. I would love to see great things happen in my generation. So I think that Amazon is always going to be one of those companies that is looking at the next big thing that they can do to either just benefit people or just be a product that people would love and people would buy a lot of. So I think there's a lot of possibilities out there for the future with Amazon, and I always think that it's going to be one of those companies that will try to be on the cutting edge of new innovations in different sectors. And with all of that being said, let's go ahead and check the earnings reports. We do have one coming up on July 30th. Keep in mind that it is pretty risky to make short-term plays based off of earnings reports because sometimes you'll get that positive news of them beating earnings expectations, and then there's still like a red day because people have either sold off before the announcement, sold off after the announcement, and then also there's sometimes where the stock skyrockets because it's positive news and people think it's good news for the future, so they decide to buy more shares. So in my opinion, yes, Amazon is trading really rich right now compared to in the past. You know, we can talk about PE ratios and all of that stuff, but I think just looking at this company for the long term, I don't see how it can really fail unless they make like a huge major mistake or just some black swan event occurs. But honestly, I think that Amazon will keep growing. It's one of those companies that is still growing after 5 years, and I can't see them stopping anytime soon. Anyways, I think that this is a great company, and if I were to make another stock purchase in addition to the 3 main ones that I own, as many of you know, these are just free shares that I have. I haven't personally purchased them. I just own Tesla, Microsoft, and Apple that I purchased with my own money. And then if I were to add a stock, I have to admit Amazon would probably be the 4th stock that I purchase just because it has that long-term potential that I'm looking for in a stock. Because if you really look at all of the stocks in my portfolio, I feel like they are pretty relevant in terms of ones that you can expect to last for the long term and keep on growing, and I think Amazon would fit into that group as well. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button, and also feel free to sign up to Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with those links, then you'll get some free stocks. Actually, right now, you can sign up with a link and get 1 free stock. You can deposit $100 into your account and get another free stock, and then you can get up to 60 free stocks depending on how much money you deposit, so you can actually get some really nice passive income from that. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.